So coupling the very best of academic underpinnings with industry requirements creates what we call a Career Accelerator. These are 6-month, completely online programs that are extremely practical in their application. Firstly, they're made up of 3 6-week courses in length. I'll come to them in a moment, all designed for you to build a very practical portfolio of evidence, projects and presentations, assignments that you can actually demonstrate in an interview context moving forward. So course number 1, product management and strategy. Course number 2, product design and development. And then course number 3, launching products to market. Your learning outcomes, most uniquely in this Career Accelerator model, your learning outcomes then enable your participation in a live and industry-facing, employer-facing project at the end. So to frame that very quickly for you, 4 or 5 high-caliber students like yourselves will meet with one of our industry or employer partners who'll present to you a product or a challenge or a scenario relating to a product. And as a team, you'll work over a 6-week project period using the skills obtained in those 3 courses that I mentioned at the commencement to come up with innovative and tangible solutions to those scenarios or that product that they've given you to work on. The benefits of that are numerous. Firstly, it's a really practical way of applying your new skills in a commercial environment. It is a brilliant way to more deeply network with your fellow students, and it gives us such joy to see how much of that goes on in the current programs already organically. There's students meeting up at King's. I think there was a Christmas celebration together. So that's brilliant to see as well. But obviously working on a project together enables that more deeply as well. Then you're also networking with absolute leaders of industry who may be looking to recruit talent from the program as well. Lastly, if you're looking to commence your career, if you're looking to change careers into product management, as many of our learners are, or you're looking to advance your existing product career or product adjacent career, picture yourself in your next job interview describing an industry project, and they gave us this challenge or this scenario. We came up with this really innovative solution, and this is the potential impact our work has. I feel through that storytelling process would be a much more powerful demonstration of your value to that existing or prospective employer than an exam or a test result could ever be. That, coupled with your practical portfolio that you've developed throughout the program, is going to hold you in good stead to get that role that you so desire. Just a reminder, please pop your questions in the Q&A box. It's great to see people from like so far and wide, really. It's brilliant to see, and thank you. Please keep that engagement up and list any questions that you have of myself or of our guests when I introduce them shortly in the Q&A box down the bottom. What makes also the Career Accelerator model so successful in such a short space of time also is that not only is it delivering industry and academic underpinnings from King's in terms of the product management content, there's a whole other side of learning that helps you grow both your personal skills, your personal branding and so forth, the business application of the product management skills obtained, and the employability skills also to pitch yourself, as I've demonstrated already, for the greater success of employment outcome. I'm going to touch shortly on what else is going to assist you with that, but I'll just firstly touch on the time commitment. So the Career Accelerator, it's completely online. It is about that 12 to 15 hours per week with a blend of both synchronous and asynchronous learning opportunities. The synchronous sessions occur either during a lunchtime or an evening around 7 p.m, where an industry-based facilitator will host an academic session for you once a week. Those sessions are designed for you to engage more deeply, learn more about the content, ask any questions that you may have. Again, network with not only industry leaders, but your fellow students during those sessions, which are recorded should you not be able to attend live, but always best to attend live so you get the most out of them. Then the other 12 or so hours per week are asynchronous in the sense that it is designed to fit in with you, not so much you fit in with university. So almost all of our students are working mostly full-time, and you choose when and how study then fits in with your life. If you were to do a little bit each day, more on the weekends, or structure your work around 1 to 2 days during the week, it's completely up to you. How you are supported in achieving successful outcomes is another point of difference in this program, because we're really proud that you are treated much, much more like a customer in many aspects. So firstly, you'll be assigned a success manager. Your success manager, you'll develop a really close working relationship with, and they're brilliant at supporting you with whatever it is that they need to for you to be successful in the program. They are proactive in their support. They'll help you design your individualized study plan. You'll meet with them regularly on a video-based discussion such as this, and they'll be proactive. So if you design a study plan or if you had regular study habits and deviated from them, they would reach out and say, you know, it's unlike you to have not logged on for 4 days or so. Is everything okay? Let's have a check-in. Let's progress forward. Then one of the greatest values of the program outside of the learning outcomes is the addition of an executive style career coach. We're inspired at Fourth Rev with the stories that we hear all the time, and I can't wait to share with you shortly around how the career coaching has enabled amazing and inspiring career outcomes in such a short space of time with the PM program especially. But the career coaches will meet with you synchronously at the start to develop a very deep goal setting process that you go through, but then one-on-one throughout the program over 6 meetings during the program that can be somewhat tailored to your intended outcomes as well. You might want to back end some of the coaching sessions more to when you're ready to apply for roles, and you can stretch them out 3 months post completion. But those one-on-one sessions are really designed to give you the confidence, the tools, how to profile, all those sorts of things that are going to demonstrate that you're of great value to a prospective employer, but also set you apart from others that may be applying for the role as well. The entry criteria is postgraduate, so it is a requirement to have either an undergraduate degree already or 2 years of relevant work experience as well. Or in place of a bachelor degree. And the application process is quite straightforward. It's a matter of uploading your transcript or your academic certification, if not a letter from your employer. And lastly, a personal statement. The personal statement is really important. We want to get to know you, your motivations, how we can support you, all those sorts of things that we can provide in a template for you to complete to assess your application, but also then provide the coaches and success managers an understanding of who they're supporting, so they can develop, you know, any understandings or empathy required of you before they meet with you. Lastly, the fees are £6,000 for the program, and there's a number of ways in which we can support you with that investment in yourself. Firstly, there is a reduction of £600 or 10% should you elect to pay up front, or we do offer payment plans that are fee and interest free, either over a 6 or 9 month period. So when you break that down and realise your goals in terms of be that changing or advancing your career or potentially commencing a career, is the program going to provide that outcome? Well, we hope yes, and we'll give you every tool ensuring it does. If so, what's the likely projected salary increases? How does that compare with the cost of the program? And so forth. There's a quick guide to giving you some ROI. The best thing that you can do, though, is not only having attended this webinar, I applaud you for doing that, for taking the next step or a step towards your next step. The best thing to do is certainly book a time with your enrolment advisor, who walk you through everything in much more detail than I've had time to do, and even assist with your application process and any further support that we could provide regarding the fees. Just one more reminder before I introduce our guest, Diego. Please pop your questions into the Q&A function, and thank you ever so kindly for introducing yourself in the chat. There's a link in the webinar chat, or in the chat function, should you wish to book a time to meet with your enrolment advisor post this webinar as well. Now that is done and dusted, I hope I've given you a very succinct overview of the benefits of the program, It is my great pleasure to now introduce our special guest today, Diego. Are you there, Diego?
Hi, Daniel. Thank you very much.
Diego, welcome, and thank you ever so kindly for your time. If you'd love to give the audience just a quick introduction of yourself, that would be ideal, so we can get to know you a little.
Yes, of course. Hi, everyone. Really glad to see a lot of people here and joining. So, my name is Diego Dalmonte. I am from Venezuela, and I moved to the UK 4.5 years ago with my wife. And when we first moved, I'm a mechanic. My background is mechanical engineering, and I've got a master's degrees in business management. And my working experience was actually in the oil field. So I used to work for a big oil company in Venezuela. And then I had my own business for a while before I came here. And when I got here, I was actually very lucky to find a good job in a good company. But it's just an admin role which doesn't really fulfill my my expectations and my what I want to do professionally. So after a few years of establishing myself here, my family, I saw this opportunity with the course. I actually found it popped out in Instagram. I had a quick look. I was really interested. I actually had a call with Daniel. He was really empathetic, and he walked me through everything just like he's doing now. And I asked him a lot of questions. We had a long call. And after that, yeah, I decided to join, and I cannot recommend it enough. I think it's a really excellent program. And yeah, whatever questions you want to ask, I'm here. I'm still doing it. I'm in course 3. I haven't finished it yet, but it's been a great experience.
Thank you, Diego. And I do recall our discussion some time ago, and I was inspired by you making that transition, making that move. Is such a big one with a young family as well. But before we get into some quick questions, and certainly before we get into the questions from the audience, happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much.
I realise it's your birthday only on the weekend or so, wasn't it? So happy birthday to you. Hopefully you had a great time with your family. If you can enlighten us, what attracted you, I guess, to product management from your background in mechanical engineering?
Yeah, so in general, so as I told you, I have a master's degree on business management. So more or less the idea of how product manager works, I had it in mind, because some of the subjects in the master's degree would say are related. So I more or less had an idea of what product management is about. And when the program popped up, I was really interested, because actually also the partnership with King's College, caught your attention a lot. And I started researching a bit more about product management and what it involves. And I actually realized that some of the stuff I was already doing it in my current job, because I was assigned to a separate project from my day-to-day role. And yeah, that was what caught my attention a lot. So I decided to give it a try. Well, that's when I decided to book the meeting with you and have that long conversation.
Excellent. And then how's the course been? You mentioned you're in course 3, so you've gone through course 1, product management and strategy, and course 2, product design and development. How practical do you find the learning?
I think it's really good. All the material, the way it's laid out, it's really friendly. It's easy to read. It's really well explained. and you always have the sessions. I try to read as much as I can the material before the session, so I am more familiar with what we are discussing. And the instructors are really good. They have the time. They give you their time to ask any questions you have, and I think the sessions are well designed to apply the knowledge that you should be acquiring in each module. So each week is one module of the course, and you get to work on it. And there's a lots of practical activities which I recommend to do, because the discussion that gets there, because all the practical activity involve peer engagement. So you post your comment and everybody else sees it, and they start discussing what you posted, and it turns in a good discussion, and it really opens up your mind, give you more ideas. So yeah, I find the way that the course is designed and the content especially is really good. We have also videos from lots of coaches and product managers that are in the industry, and they tell you a lot of what we're discussing. So you get opinion from professionals who work in the industries, which I also find really useful.
That's important, and they've been instrumental, those industry professionals, in contributing to the design of the content, so you know it's relevant. How do you juggle work and study and family? How many hours a week are you committing to the program, and how do you fit it in?
Yeah, so the program is really demanding, which is something that I would expect, because it's an important investment that you're doing on yourself. And I guess everybody knows that this, if you are investing in yourself important amount of money, you expect for something that is really worth it. So definitely in the program, it is advised to take at least 2 hours a day of studying, and definitely you need them. And for me, I think it really depends on any personal situation, on how you like to manage your time, or what's your situation at home. But for me, I'm a morning person. So what I normally do is I wake up early, and also I've got two children. So while they're still sleeping, I get the quiet time to put it to the course, and have at least the 2 hours that I need studying, and then I take on my regular job and my regular day. So that's how I handle it. But I know there are many colleagues or peers that they leave it all for the weekend. There's people that are really busy on their day-to-day, and they leave the work for the weekend. I don't particularly like that, but there's people that rather sit down for 6-8 hours and have a straight study session. I think it really depends on how you manage it, but definitely you need the dedication, and it's something that I find positive, because as I told, if you are doing an important investment, you expect what you are doing to be demanding and to really make you think and make you work, not something easy that you're going to just get through without any learning.
Fantastic. Thank you. I've only got a couple more quick questions, because we do want to dive into something that has resulted from the course for yourself. But just before we do, and just a reminder to everyone, please pop your questions in the Q&A box, not the chat box. But how connected to your fellow students do you feel during the program, even though it's online?
I think it has been a good relationship between everybody. With one of them created actually a WhatsApp group, and most of the course is there, and we discuss like the assignments, we discuss them, anything. We'd even had meetings, just social meetings, and we've met each other in cafes, and we've discussed like, I know people that are really looking to transition into product management from any other industry. There's people that are only taking the course because they like it, but they're not really looking for a career in product management. And there's people that they are already product managers and they just want to expand knowledge. So there's a big variety, but it's been great. Everybody's been very respectful, and I think everybody is taking it very seriously.
That's really good. And that's, I think we're so proud of the diversity within the group in terms of backgrounds, industries that people come from. You know, it's people with zero experience in product management, and I know there's questions about that already, to others that have a great deal of experience but are looking to fill those gaps, and especially with that academic approach to the learning. So moving on to then your specific outcome, how have you found the coaching aspect of the support that you receive, the career coaching?
Oh no, definitely. The coach, the career coach, is a game-changing addition to the program. Apart from you know, getting all the knowledge that you need to you know, build your base and know what how to deal with whatever you need to face in a role within product management. The career coach for me really changed my opportunity positively a lot, because I don't recall if it's 6 or 8 sessions that you get with the course, but the first session basically you go with your career coach and you set up all your goals and what your expectations are, and after that then you use your coaching sessions for whatever you want. And particularly for me, I use them to work with my career coach to change my profile into product, and I completely using my previous experience that I transforming my skills that are related skills from my previous jobs that I had. I created my profile within product, and that started immediately seeing results. I saw how I got those notifications on LinkedIn that people are looking at your profile. Maybe even if when I was getting rejected for job applications, it felt differently, like more personal, you know, apologizing letters that sadly were not going forward with your application or whatever, but it felt like it was getting from a human and not from an automated system, if you know what I mean. So I really felt instantly my CV started going through the first filters, which is for me the most difficult step, because that's where most of the people, you know, just get thrown away. And then when you actually get to a person's in the hands of a real person, then you get more opportunity for actually get an interview.
Brilliant. That's a really good point. And it's often software that will screen a resume, and knowing how to structure that to profile the skills that you obtained and will obtain throughout the program is good. Then, so you were on track to apply for jobs while studying. Has anything come of them, Diego?
Yeah. So yeah, I decided after I worked with a tour, I think it was after the 3rd or 4th session with my career coach, I felt confident enough with my profile, so I just started applying and working on the tips that my career coach gave me on how to apply for jobs, how to use you know, certain aspects of how the job application, the description is, and what you need to do with it. And after that, I only did it to practice, actually. And then one day they called me for an interview, which I had, and it was I felt like it went really well. And then after a week and a half of having the interview, they called me to offer me the job. So I am starting a new role as an associate product manager for Ofgem, actually next Monday.
Sincere congratulations, Diego. That's a fantastic story in itself. But from my perspective, seeing you go through that journey, the learning journey, but also the journey of discovery around what course is right for you and what career path, to see that now, before you even finish the program, result in you obtaining a product-related role, that's sensational. Well done. Happy birthday as well.
Thank you very much.
You start next Monday. That's fantastic. So, and in terms of the interview process, was that something your coach supported you with as well?
Yeah, definitely. So that was something really important for me, actually. So when I received the email invitation for the interview, I immediately emailed my career coach, and she actually made when it's regarding interviews, they will make the space for you. She immediately asked me when the interview was, and she gave me an out-of-hour session because she wants to help me prepare for the interview. And I had a really long session with her, and very, very helpful. She helped me preparing answers for possible questions. And that was really key because actually 2 or 3 questions that she gave me actually were in the interview, and that really helped me, having good examples, having good responses, and feel more comfortable, because when you have all prepared, now you are calm, and it all went smoothly.
Fantastic. Congratulations, and thank you for so many in the audience relaying their congratulations to you as well. That's fantastic. I'd love to get to some of the questions from the audience. One here from Elif, who I've spoken with previously. Do you know the actual placement percentages? And this is more for me to answer, but you're a shining example of that. And I guess you would have heard also of some other success stories within the program. However, Elif, the program, the first ever cohort, is the one that Diego's a part of. You're soon to start the industry project. So we haven't had students actually graduate. We've had another presentation commence, and we've got obviously the one that is about to commence for the third presentation. So what I can relay, though, is that in our other career accelerators that we have with other universities, 80% of learners have obtained their intended employment outcome from the program within 3 months of completing. There are also within the other 20% those that didn't want necessarily to change or apply for a new role. They wanted it to help advance their existing role there. So we look forward to many, many more. What also inspires us, though, is the application of learning in your new role, which, Diego, I'm sure you'll have a chance to do very, very soon after commencing. I wanted to answer that one first, as it had the most upvotes. Don't forget that you can also upvote some of the others as well. Diego from Kazaya, is the course suitable for people who have no background in product or tech, a complete career change?
Yeah, I think there is people within my group that want a complete career change. Actually, as myself, I've never been directly a product manager. I participated in a user testing criteria project within inside the company that I'm currently working for, but it wasn't directly a product manager role. That did give me some transferable skills to help with my profile and help how I present myself. But the course will definitely give you those as well. It's all about being confident on what you're learning and how to apply it to maybe previous experiences, because you'll realize probably you start realizing that you have previous experience that you can apply and relate and tweak a bit to show that you can actually do what's required for the role you are applying. It's just all about preparing yourself and being confident enough that you can do whatever the role that you are applying requires.
Wonderful. That's a really good answer in that regard, and I hope that certainly answered the question from the audience in that regard. Now, Katie's asked here, how are you supported on the course in terms of employability? It does dovetail into one other question here around the soft skills. So I mentioned earlier, it's not just about the PM skills, although that is obviously the centerpiece and the focus. but the business application, employability, and your personal growth, how have you found that interwoven within the program?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please? You cut a bit.
Yes, certainly. So there's a couple of questions that I'm dovetailing together in terms of how has those soft skills or the employability skills been woven into the learning? The business application of PM, your personal profiling and employability, and your personal growth. How's that? Those soft skills that employers are certainly seeking. How does that come through in the program?
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna learn all the skills that product roles requirements are. You're gonna learn them in the course. As I mentioned, I'm still in course 3, but through course 1 and 2, I've learned so many things, and I can warranty 100% if I hadn't had even with my transferable skills from the project or from whichever experience you have, if I hadn't had the knowledge from the course, I can tell you I wouldn't have been successful in the interview that I had, because firstly, in my experience, my personal experience was that the application was very thorough, and I had to answer 3 main questions about product management, and that was the first filter. So from the beginning, you had to have some knowledge that I actually acquired from the course, and then during the interview, even to apply to give demonstrations of experience with previous roles that you had, you still need to be able to provide to speak the product management language, to say it in a way. So even when you have transferable skills or not, the course is gonna either improve those or are gonna give it to you. So definitely all I can assure you, if not all, a big part of it is gonna be you're gonna learn in the course, and you're gonna be able to give a good demonstration during an interview. I can assure you that.
Thank you. That's great, and to be able to articulate that to an employer is part of that. Those employability skills as well. We do have a number of really critical points that industry required us to build on, and not only of a PM, but for those business employability in the personal aspect or personal growth aspects, but also those themes that are woven through the content of responsible product management. The effective stakeholder management and communication is such a big part of a PM's role. The different sectors and contexts of being an adaptable product manager, the digital creativity, and then there's that academic approach, the underpinnings of being a data-centric product manager, the evolution of processes, and obviously the research skills that enable that as well. Well, let's get on to some more questions, and just a reminder for everyone to pop them in. We've got some time to answer as many as we can. I guess your outcomes answer this question for itself, but Niraj would like to know, do you find the tuition fees to be worth the investment? It is quite a considerable amount to invest in.
100%. I don't have anything else to say. It's 100% worth it. I think you have to have real expectations. If you are transitioning from a career without any experience, you need to be a bit more patient. I was very lucky to find this job this quickly, but this wasn't my expectation. I was really calm and feeling good about the course, and I was even waiting for the final industry project to get a bit more to show on an interview. But yeah, I think I didn't realize how many transferable skills I had before I had my sessions with my career coach, and how I could prove, build a profiling product. But I think the investment is 100% worth it.
Thank you. I think your story is testament to that, as are others within the program as well. Getting into a few more Questions. This one's from Tatiana. Thank you kindly for your question as well. Did you get clear feedback on all of your work in the course, the work that you could include in your portfolio?
Yes, definitely. As you go, you're going to be working on a non-real project. It's just a made-up one. So during the course, you're going to be during each course, you have a final assignment that you need to present, and that final assignment is like a real industry job, like if you were actually a product manager doing the work, and you're going to get. There are peer review activities where your peers give you feedback. And at the end of each course, your assignment is going to be graded, and you're going to get feedback from the instructors. And this feedback also goes through the people from King's College, which also give you, sometimes they might give you feedback as well. So yeah, all those feedback is really useful for you to learn and take it forward to improve in any other project.
And that's invaluable on two levels, I find. Firstly, the peer review aspect. You know, I guess some people may have apprehensions about that, but how did you find it, both giving and receiving that feedback?
I think if it is a mixed experience, because it really depends on how invested maybe the peer that is giving you the feedback is. So some people maybe won't take enough time to give you a proper feedback. That happened to some people, and in that cases, I think they sorted out with the success manager, and they had their activity feedback from another. They had it a second feedback, so they could get a proper one. But in general, it's good, especially because with the mixture of people, there are some that are actually product managers already or are working in the industry, and they have a bit more knowledge, and they can give you sometimes even better comments that you didn't even think about. So I think in general, it's a good activity to have.
And then that second layer of feedback from the conveners, who are actually working product management professionals. How have you found engaging with them both on a weekly basis and during that feedback period, just before we get to some more audience questions?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you need to, you are like we were saying, this a big investment that we're doing to take in this course. So it's not only about what you are spending on it, it's about you being committed. So these weekly meetings, they keep you committed to the course, and having meetings with a success manager, which are once a week, or if you need more, you can book more. They keep you, engaged with the program, and they will tell you if they see you are lacking a bit of commitment. They will, as we say in Venezuela, they will pull your ears and get you sit down on your computer to work.
Tough love. You're investing in yourself. We'll support you, but you've got to invest the time as well. Let's see. Someone's asked about the support that you received from the career coach. I'll come back to that if we've got time at the end. I do want to be mindful of time and get through all of these questions as many of these as we can. Does the course cover the aspects around applying skills, techniques, etc., learned during the course on a project, learning by doing? Kunal, thank you for that question. And yes, that's exactly it. Not only is it practical throughout the program in building that portfolio of practical skills through the presentations and projects that Diego's mentioned, but he's also about to commence when you finish course 3. Then the last aspect of the program is that industry project. That is integral, and I think you'll take some skills away from that, Diego, that you'll be able to apply directly into your new role. But also, it's culmination of all of those learning outcomes are playing out in a live industry or employer-facing project as well. So yes, Kunal, learning by doing. And that, I guess, Petru's asked a similar question about the practical project part. Is it a software that we will attempt to manage as product owners? It's going to be amazing, the industry projects aspect, and it's going to be quite varied as well. Yes, there will be actual products that some industry partners or employers have the students look at, work with, advise, work through the process from conception through to launch. Others will be existing products or scenarios relating to existing products, but all real commercial applications of those. So again, when demonstrating your value to a prospective employer, after the industry project, especially Diego hasn't had the chance yet, it is going to be a great example to provide in an interview and a powerful demonstration of your value. Amy has asked, will this cover for yourself, Diego? Will this cover practical scenarios relating to managing product managers and product owners? Also the ways these roles interrelate. So again, in course 2 and course 1, what's the content like around managing those stakeholders, the digital communication aspect in managing stakeholders? What's all that been like for yourself?
Yeah, so during the whole course, especially in course 1, which is more introductory and more getting to know all about what project management is about, it is constantly mentioned the role of a product manager. And actually now in the course 3 that we are in the launch phase, there's also a role called product marketing manager, which I didn't know about, that I'm learning now. And so during the whole course, it's gonna be mentioned, and it's gonna be it's gonna be taught everything, how the roles are normally called within the industry. One thing about product management is that depending on each organization, maybe the role is called different ways, and maybe what a product owner does in one organization is completely different to what it does in another organization. So, but the base of what each role should be, it's given in the course, and you're gonna learn about it. So yeah, definitely all these different things that you need to learn about are gonna be there.
I love that. And it's such an important aspect of being a successful PM. I love the stories of those looking to change careers, and for out of interest sake, it was 70% of your cohort were looking to change careers into PM. 30% were existing or product adjacent already. And that, I guess, answers somewhat Petru's question regarding, for those who are already in product management roles, can real-world situation from work be discussed during the course to receive guidance from instructors, or all the support inbound to the course materials imaginary project? So it's not so much imaginary, Petru, it's a real industry-facing project that you'll work on with industry leaders like global organisations, tech giants, possibly very large media organisations that have massive product and appeal. So they're always real in that regard. But in terms of that first part, Diego, for someone in a product role, can they discuss their scenarios with the conveners during the academic sessions and so forth?
Yeah, of course they can. As I said before, within this course or peers, we have a WhatsApp group, and we discuss however you feel comfortable with. Some people, they are a bit redundant to share their ideas because they don't want some others to take them or whatever. But in general, we all discuss what we are thinking about. And when I said imaginary, I don't know if I used that word, but during the first 3 courses, you're going to be working on a non-real project, but just because it's a made-up scenario. But it's like if it was real, you're going to be given situations, and you're going to be given scenarios every time to kind of imagine how it would be to work on a product role as a product manager, and you're going to be working on assignments that are things that you are going to be doing as a product manager. So yeah, I think it's just preparing the students for the actual industry project. You need to do this in order to go to a real life scenario and do it. I think it's a good practice to do.
Petru also had a question regarding they're waiting on a transcript. Yes, Petru, please book a time to speak with your enrolment advisor. They will guide you through that process for sure. Pav has asked, I have a couple of one-week holidays that are booked for during the next course. Some people may have had a course. Have they found it difficult to catch up? Pav, again, that's a question we would need more context around, because if you've got a week off in a course, it is possible, with the support of the success manager especially, to possibly do a bit more before you go and catch up a bit. If it's any more than that, it does become a bit more challenging. And then if you're away for a week during the project aspect, it potentially has an impact on the team. So yes, it's possible, but I would highly recommend that in your case, in your specific case, that you speak with your enrolment advisor. Please click the link in the chat function as well. Any other questions? Because we do want to get to your top tips. Morris has asked, with technology, this is a good question. With technology changing rapidly, how are you making sure that the content is up to date? I love that question, because from our perspective, it's integral. It is so important that the content is not only relevant for the now, but has a lens towards the future as well. So that's why we, after every intake, we always review the content and always re-engage with industry to see what is relevant. And I mean, even if you think of the last 3 years, content that was designed 3 years ago in many aspects, but especially in PM, I feel, is almost redundant given how much the world has changed. We're going through a seismic change again with OpenAI source, ChatGPT and things like that. So we will constantly refresh content to make sure it's industry leading, but also up to date with industry expectations, because I could think of nothing worse than having outdated content from a course that I'd invested quite a lot of money in. So thank you, Morris. That's a good consideration, and one I think everyone should consider when investigating the best programs for yourself, and encourage everyone to look around, but ask that exact same question: how often is the content refreshed? We've got a couple of minutes before we get to your top tips, Diego. 1 second, I've answered that one. For those, we've answered that one. We're getting through quite a few of them. Anonymous has asked about your role. We'll come to that again in a minute if we get a chance. I might ask for your top tips. Sorry, just before I do, there is one more relating to a qualification. It is a certification from King's, and one that's highly regarded by industry. Obviously, they've had an input into the content as well. So highly regarded certification from King's. Thank you all. So before we wrap it up, Diego, can I ask, what are your top tips for someone considering investing in themselves through the PM program?
Sure. So my first step would be, do your deep research on what product management is. Read a lot, have a good sense of what it is about, and make sure you like it. You feel passionate, because this is going to be a demanding course that is going to take a lot of your time. And if you don't like it, or you don't feel passionate about it, it's going to be a struggle. So And there's lots of way to do that. Even as I told you when I introduced myself, I had like a half-hour call with Daniel, who helped me a lot with all my questions. And so that would be my first step. Do your research and make sure this is something you want to do. Second, once you've decided, I would say make sure you got the time to dedicate, because you're gonna need it. As I said before, at least 2 hours a day during the week, or if you have weekends off, you're gonna have to dedicate 6 to 10 hours maybe. So have the time and the space to dedicate for the course. And I think the one I would the biggest one I would say is have real expectations, because I can assure you 100% you're going to be learning top quality content. You're going to have top quality tools to improve your professional profile. And as I mentioned before, the career coaching edition is amazing, and all the content that you're going to learn in the course is top quality. You are going to start thinking as a product person, and you're going to understand how you should be thinking and how you should be approaching stuff. So have real expectations. And when I say this is, if you have no previous transferable skills or no previous experience in product, but you really will like it and you want to change, I am very confident that you're gonna be successful on transition into product and find a role within product. I'm very, very confident that you will, but you just don't expect to get it during the course or just after finishing or whatever. It's something that you need to be aware of yourself, to make sure you are doing all the correct things. Make sure you are tidying up your profile, presenting yourself, using all the tools that the course is going to give you to do this. And I'm sure you're going to get it. I think I haven't done it. I haven't done it yet, but I think the final industry project is something that is going to be key for any student, and it's something that is going to really support your CV and your profile. And I feel confident that anyone that puts the proper effort to it is going to be successful on it. Just try to have real expectations based on what you want and based on what you already have. But I'm sure anyone, even without experience, is gonna get if you put yourself into it, you're gonna be successful.
That's fantastic. And yeah, the more you put in, the more you'll get out, as you've done. And congratulations to you for what you've achieved in such a short space of time through committing. As you said, you've put in, you've sacrificed, and your story is an inspiration for all of us, and hopefully for those that have heard your story today, to make that move, that life upheaval, to come from Venezuela to the UK, to take a step back, just to embed yourself in, but then discover product management as a career path and act on it, and then to actually achieve before even finishing it is a great inspiration, as you will be to many, Diego, and your family, none the least as well. When they graduate from King's, there'll be a great sense of pride in that as well. I'd like to thank you for your time today. It's very, very much appreciated, and we can't wait to see how you apply the learning in your new role starting on Monday. Thank you, Diego.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
The pleasure's all ours. Just finally, for everyone, I've got about 60 seconds. We do want to always host events such as these that provide you value in your decision-making process. So you will receive an email, and we implore provide any feedback that you feel necessary regarding myself, even whatever you feel that we could do to improve, or tell us what you liked about it. Please book a time to meet with your enrolment advisors. They're your enrolment advisor. They're professionals. They're not going to sell to you so much as discover how this course can assist you best. That's what their training's all about, and that's what they're passionate about. They've got empathy for the life decision and investment that you're making, and our role as an organisation, along with King's, is to help you get the most out of that investment, as Diego has. Thank you for everyone in attendance. Thank you for such great engagement in the Q&As. Apologies for the one or two we didn't get to, but we will send around the recording, and we will host more of these, because we're hearing all the time about new success stories coming from the Career Accelerator. Thank you kindly, and have a great day.
Thank you.